Episode 1. A great demon lord called Satan Jacob has great powers, and he works with 4 generals. One of them is Alciel. They wish to claim the world for themselves, and they wage wars around the world. Fortunately, a hero comes to save the world and banish the demon lord out of their world. As a result, the demon lord leaves for another world but decides to take revenge. He goes with Alciel. Upon arriving at the new world, they find themselves in human form and realize they are on Earth. They decide to adapt to that lifestyle, and the demon lord takes a human name, Sadao Mao, and Alciel starts bearing the name Shiro Ashia. They rent an apartment and decide to give each other responsibilities. Sadao is to work and earn money for their use, and Ashia is to find a way to get them back to their world. Sadao starts working at a restaurant, and one day he sees a lady in the rain, and he gives her an umbrella. On his way from work, he sees her again, and it seems she recognizes him as she asks him why he will be working at a restaurant. He realizes she is Lady Amelia, one of the great generals in the world, and she is now under the human name Emmy. Episode 2. They start fighting, but the police arrive. They assume they are lovers, so the officers leave them. The assumption gets Emmy angry as she screams that she can't have a love affair with Sadao, but the police release them. Emmy assumes Sadao has evil plans, so she goes to question them. As they see her by their door, Sadao gets scared. They let her in, and she narrates that she and a general, General Orba, tried to pass through the gate to Earth, but Orba was slow, so the door shut before he entered. She refuses to stop visiting them, and she thinks still they have evil plans. One night she stops Sadao and tells him she doesn't trust him completely, and so she keeps stalking him. While they talk, some people shoot at them. In fear, Sadao jumps from his bike and mistakenly falls on Emmy. They both run away, and Emmy keeps following Sadao. She follows him home and begs that she spends the night at his house, as she has misplaced her purse. He reluctantly allows her. Episode 3. The following day, Emmy goes to work. She works as a customer care representative, and she receives a call from a man who is from their world. The caller tells her he has come to kill her and the demon lord, but she replies that he can't be successful. Meanwhile, Sadao gets closer to a co-worker, Chiho Sasaki, and goes on a date with her. They visit a restaurant where they discuss. Emmy coincidentally enters the restaurant and gets angry at them. She goes to meet them and starts disturbing their date. To stop Chiho from getting closer to Sadao, she tells her Sadao is Satan and that if she loves herself, she should get away from him. Suddenly, the building starts collapsing and their enemies from the other world come to attack them. The humans get scared and they start panicking. The wish to save others from dying gives Sadao his satanic strength, and he changes into his real form. He defeats the enemies and he uses his power to build the restaurant back. That day, he saves many people. Episode 4. Emmy can't figure out why a demon lord is now interested in saving the people, and she remembers her father and how they were living happily before her father went to fight the demon lord, and he didn't return. As a result, her city was burnt, and she became the leader. Sadao brings her back from her thoughts and asks her not to worry about him. Then Ashia arrives, apologizing for not being there when Sadao needs him. The next day, Emmy comes to Sadao's house to thank him for saving her and the people in the building the other day. One day, while Chiho is passing, she comes across a man with purple hair. He is Lucifer, one of the demon lord's generals, but this time he didn't come to work for his master, but to kill him and Lady Emmy. Again, Lucifer began destroying the whole building. When Sadao sees him, he recognizes him as Lucifer and asks him why he is there. Episode 5. Lucifer informs Sadao that he plans to destroy the tree of him, and he is there with his partner, which is Orba, Emmy's friend, whom she plans to come to Earth with. This makes Emmy feel bad. Lucifer starts to fight them and then injures Ashia. The others run, but he catches up with them and injures Sadao. He starts destroying all the buildings, thereby getting people scared. This feat makes Sadao regain his powers. He returns to his true self and he saves everyone in the falling building. Emmy gets her powers to go and joins him. Sadao fights Lucifer and they win the fight. He rebuilds every destroyed building with his powers, thereby saving the people for the second time. Episode 6. In the Devil's world, they are angry that Emmy isn't doing her city by attacking Sadao. Instead, she has become one of Sadao's trusted friends and allies. They decide to send another lady to the human world to kill Sadao. On the other hand, Lucifer loses his powers, and he has nowhere to go. So Sadao accommodates him. When Sadao returns from work one night, he finds out he has a new neighbor. The neighbor is about to come down from the stairs, but she falls off. Luckily, Sadao walks in about that time and saves her from falling. The neighbor is the lady sent by the demon to kill Sadao, and she goes by the human name Suzuno. She visits them the following day to thank Sadao for saving her the day before, and she introduces herself. Emmy also joins them that day. Episode 7. Suzuki pretends and behaves like a good neighbor. She cooks for them too, so much so that Sadao tells Chiho that Suzuno is a very kind person, and this gets Chiho very jealous. To make matters worse, she visits Sadao early in the morning to bring food with Emmy, but they meet Suzuno there. Both Emmy and Chiho start crying. At work, Sadao's manager transfers him to another branch of the company, and one night Emmy is attacked by a man. Episode 8. They stay together that night, and the following day, as Sadao sees Chiho off to her house, she confesses her feelings to him despite knowing that he is a demon. Later, Suzuno meets Emmy at a shop, and while they talk, Emmy figures out she is from their world. This causes a fight between them, but Suzuno tells Emmy that the elders have sent her to kill Sadao, so she will save Emmy's dignity as everyone is angry at her for failing to kill Sadao. But she tells her she doesn't care. At about this time, Sadao's restaurant is participating in a festival sale. Episode 9. The girls go to watch the festival, but as a result of a new store that opened beside Sadao's store, they do not get enough sales. Sad to think of what to do to get deals, and he decides to order bamboo and decorate their store. They do that, and due to how pretty the store is, several people come to buy and take pictures. Sadao ended the day happily. Episode 10. He is to work in a restaurant close to a beach. Chiho has invited Emmy and Suzuno out to a place close to the beach, and they visit too. However, as they play at the beach, some giant crocodiles come outside, and people begin screaming. As expected, Sadao goes to the place and freezes the people except for his friends, then casts a spell on the crocodile. He repeats that spell 3 times and the crocodile all obey him. Once again, he saved the people. Episode 11. In the demon's world, some people discuss about Sadao, but Suzuno comes there and controls them to kill themselves. Then she reports to her master, who gives her a list of jobs to do. Another time, she goes to meet her master again, and he gives her the last job she's to do. She is to kill Sadao. She makes up her mind to kill him. She then goes to meet Emmy and Chiho when they are walking together in the night. She tells them of her plans to kill the demon lord, but Chiho pleads with her not to do such. Chiho asks her if she was close to Sadao when he was the demon lord. She then says that all the bad things that happened might not be the demon lord's fault, but his general's. But Suzuno doesn't answer her. She has made up her mind to kill the demon lord. Meanwhile, they realize Emmy and Chiho have been kidnapped. Episode 12. It turns out Suzuno's master with his blue hair is the one who kidnaps Emmy and Chiho. He attacks them. Then Suzuno also taunts Sadao by breaking his bicycle and causing a fight. As they fight, he asks her how she could do that to people that call her friends. He goes to save his friends, and Suzuno also joins him. The master changes the world's color and makes everyone scared. The feat gives Sadao powers, and he fights in his true self. He destroys the master and repairs the broken city. Episode 13. The following day at work, his boss questions his last day's acts, and he leaves the office without returning after trying to defend himself to no avail. Chiho interferes and tells his boss how he saved others. One day, Emmy sees some men delivering something to Sadao's house, and they wonder what's happening. They find out Lucifer ordered some unnecessary things, and when they attempt to return it to the company it was bought from, the company refuses to accept it. They realize that they have lost all their savings to Lucifer's acts. Emmy remembers that an underage person can't buy an item, so she asks Lucifer how old he is in that world, and he tells her he is less than 18. So they visit a lawyer and report the sales. They get their money back happily. Sadao and Ashia think of Emmy and how she is eventually their friend, and then the movie ends. Thanks for watching our video. If you want us to recap the next season, let us know in the comments section.